Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm Vosk, I'm here with Tails, and today we're going to be talking about two things mainly. We're going to talk about GRIN mining and the upcoming GRIN ASIC miners, as well as an Energi NRG staking update, returns on that, and just kind of what's going on with that, along with an update on their Earndrop. If you did sign up for that, you should have received your coins by now. We'll touch on that here after we talk about the miners that are projected to make over like $150 a day, more or less, which is freaking wild, right? And so I get questions about these GRIN ASIC miners from InnoSilicon all the time. Today we're going to dive into that profitability and really just kind of elaborate on how these miners are not going to be making 150, but they will certainly be profitable. But how profitable? So without further ado, let's jump into today's videos. After 10 seconds of Tails. And she's right here today too. If you've been following crypto mining or ASIC mining or something mining or specifically GRIN mining, you will have probably seen that the ASIC miner producer Obelisk was planning to offer a GRIN ASIC miner. Long story short, they did not get enough funding and orders to make their venture worthwhile. So several months ago, they canceled this. This leaves InnoSilicon as the only producer of a GRIN ASIC miner that is publicly releasing and selling these. That absolutely does not mean that there are not additional companies producing ASIC miners for GRIN that may or may not be sold to the general public. If you're not familiar with GRIN coin, it's a cryptocurrency that is based on the Mimblewimble privacy protocol, and there's a lot more to it, but we're not going to dive into it today. We've talked about it many times before here on the channel. If you go to mining profitability calculator sites for ASIC miners, which are application-specific integrated circuit miners, again, purpose-built devices just for crypto mining, you will have seen InnoSilicon and their G32 models topping the charts for a very long time now. And when you look at miners that make over $100 a day, $40 a day, even $10 a day, compared to every single other miner out there, you know, with a standard US electric rate of, I believe, 12 cents is what's entered in here. Yes, 12 cents. That every other miner you could get would be making, you know, $4 or less per day. These are obviously immediately really attractive. When you click on it, it's not just like a one-day spike. They have consistently been reporting very high earnings, from as high as $200 per day for the biggest miner to the smaller one, you know, reporting up to $60 per day. And the one that's even smaller, that's more like a GPU, still has reported a high earning of $13. We get asked this time and time again. Should you buy a GRIN miner? How profitable will it be? Is it a good buy? Is this the thing to buy? Because when you can spend, you know, several $1,000s and you're projected to make $50,000 over the next year with that, just to compare that with the price on the site, you know, you could spend 14 grand, right? But you're projected to over the next year mine 50 grand. Kind of seems like a no-brainer. But it's actually not the case. It's an extremely risky investment. This isn't financial advice, just entertainment purposes only, here with the beautiful Tails, right, Tails? So here's the deal, guys. Here's one of the main takeaways from today's video, is that this is a company selling shovels to mine with, right? So they make the most money if they sell the most shovels. These are super profitable devices. They wouldn't be releasing these to the public if they either would not just keep them and mine with them themselves, or if someone else is not also releasing these, or if they're just going to release so many that it's much more profitable and a safer venture to be selling a ton of these as opposed to building them and mining with them themselves. These are China-based companies. They don't care about you. They don't care about rules. They do whatever they want because they're money grab operations. This isn't some kind of racist BS nonsense. We've seen it time and time again with ASIC mining producers. They don't care. They're in it to make money. Okay? Just like most businesses, it's kind of cutthroat. And they're very cutthroat. They will cut your throat, so be careful. This doesn't mean that buying one of these is a bad decision, but it is certainly a very risky decision, because these miners, when we dive into it, they are meant to mine on the GRIN C31 mining algorithm as well as the C32 plus mining algorithm. Right now, the only mining algorithm that we can monitor would be the C31, because C32 is not live on the blockchain yet. If you put these numbers in, you get a similar calculation of basically $150 a day. After your electric cost, you're looking at $143. There's a lot of speculation of how much these miners will actually make when they hit the market. And to be clear, they're only mining GRIN C31 and C32. So if you're mining with, say, GPUs on GRIN C29, which is a different algorithm, okay, they get different block rewards. So if you're mining this and there's no ASIC miners coming for this algorithm, your results there will be relatively unchanged, unless there's GPUs that are on C31 that then change over to the C29 algorithm. Think of their block reward, you know, say it gets divided in half, well, half goes here, half goes there. Implement the G32, and if they keep all three of those live, then the block reward, aka the coins mined you know, on this blockchain, will go to 3 different places. Ultimately, guys, we have miners here that are 14 grand, over 4 grand, and over $1,000. When these miners actually hit their destinations, I think we're going to be seeing profitability that is at least a quarter of what you see once all these miners again hit their destinations. So, you know, that's only going to be like $2, $3, $10. And I still think this one will be certainly profitable, right? But even if you're making $30 a day, right? So let's pull up a little calculator. So you're making 30 bucks a day, and you're gonna do that for the next year, which is unlikely. So you'll make 30 bucks a day after you pay your bills and all the nonsense. You'll pull 11 grand. 11 grand seems like something I'd really want to pull, right? Yeah, but you paid 14 grand for this. Oh, by the way, if you got hit with tariffs, then maybe you paid another 30% bill on top of that. So very quickly, 11 grand is not 14 grand. A year goes by, maybe they'll release a better miner. Maybe GRIN tanks. Maybe GRIN goes to the moon and you make a killing the whole way. It's crypto. You never know. Personally, I think that the GRIN miner is too risky to recommend buying. If you are super bold and you want to take that risk, well, this is the latest and greatest and most profitable mining to hit the market in quite a while. So if you want to do it, I get it. I understand that allure of this miner. However, again, I wouldn't recommend it. I am trying to get those models into review, so that I should be able to do that. Hopefully, we'll see, and I'll bring you the latest updates and mining profitability updates on that once that is possible. But I'm surely not going to spend my life savings or Tails piggy bank on this miner because, in my opinion, again, not financial advice, but it's just too risky. Moving on to the energy update. If you guys remember a couple months ago, I talked about the Earndrop. Basically, you could earn a couple $100 for free, more or less, by doing some social media tasks, by, again, participating in the Energi Earndrop. They had a lot of fraudulent submissions. Nearly half of all their submissions, in one way or another, they report were fraudulent from their EBI, which is kind of funny. It's their Energy Bureau of Investigations. It's a play on FBI, a U.S. Organization, government agency, if you're unfamiliar with that. So they had to do that through their 60,000 applicants. You may have been one of those. Over 10,000 of the fake submissions were identified coming from one group, which is pretty crazy to think about. Apparently, it's a sock puppet network that's gigantic in size that has over 1 million social media profiles, and 1% of the identified network was used to sign up for the Energi Airdrop. Right now, if you have Energi and you're staking, the current reward is projected to be 27 with an adjusted reward for 21.5%. You can put how much energy you have in here and kind of get your projected monthly earnings. So if you did like the max Earndrop rewards of 100 Energi, which again should be in your wallet by now, so make sure you check that. And you have to be staking in the Energi wallet, like the official desktop client, or the CLI program, to be staking. It doesn't work in things like Coinomi, for example. And if you had 100, you'd be making $4.67 a day, or 2.2 Energi, which you can speculate whatever you think that'll be worth eventually. And while $5 a month does not seem like much, that's on on today's value $200 investment. So let's say that you had 1,000 Energi. When you start talking about putting 4 grand in and then getting $50 a month, it's probably more than your savings account gets you. Not shilling, not recommending, just saying, comparing those two. Of course, this is crypto, and of course, it's riskier, but there's also a risky upside that we all hope for. Moving forward on the topic of their master nodes, which takes 10,000 energy to do. We don't have one, we wish. And with this, you're going to be making about $1,000 a month, or over almost 12 grand a year on this master node. However, this master node is no small price. Right now, that master node at the current value is worth $20,000. Depending on the time of year that you would have bought a master node, you could have paid $80,000 for an energy master node, or you could have paid $10,000 for an energy master node, which can be referenced here with the pricing. Obviously, you'd probably wish you bought these coins for 30 cents a piece and sold at the top, because it's quite a move. Either way, it's always interesting to talk about things that are very profitable. They're moving to a Gen 3 smart contract platform. Basically, the summary of this is that they are looking to challenge Ethereum. Okay, so they are looking to challenge Ethereum, take their devs, take their dApps, pay their people from their fund. Their treasury is very lucrative for them. They have a lot of funds to spend. Okay. With that, they're looking again to challenge Ethereum with the Gen 3 platform. They're moving to that same proof of stake staking platform, and they were planning to do that actually like right about now. However, they're pushing that back towards the end of February 2020 or possibly sooner. They say the development is complete and ready for launch, but they just want to make sure that everything is situated and good to go. And they're also dealing with all the appeals for their Earndrop. So if you didn't get your coins but you believe you did everything correct, there is an appeal process. Follow up with them on that, and you can, again, pursue that process. If you want to see my recent staking rewards, right now I'm staking 3,500 energy, and with that energy, these are my most recent staking rewards out of the last week. I've had downtime of, maybe a couple hours. Clicking over to the transactions, you can see, what actual deposit. So like right here, I've got 900 energy sitting in this address, and that hit a staking reward. Every time a stake reward hits, your address is on cooldown for an hour before you can get another staking reward. You may hit 1 hour after hour, but that's unlikely. Right now, I think it's like 1,800 energy. Which would get you roughly mathematically 1 stake every 24 hours, but they don't come in every 24 hours. You'll see some periods where you hit it, back-to-back days, and that's with a lower amount, and you could go a week without hitting a stake reward. It's kind of weird. They say that this is going to level out and be a little more fluid and streamlined in their new 3.0 update, and I hate that beep. That should have been turned off. At the end of the day, guys, I'm really excited to see the new GRIN miners hit. It's going to be fun mining news. It's going to be profitable stuff, and it's just gonna be, kind of moving the mining space forward. Whether you like those kind of miners or you don't like them, it's always interesting to see these products come to, real life development and actually be able to see them. What do they actually do? GRIN has not taken an ASIC resistant stance in that regard, so don't think that they're going to fork these off. They seem to actually be happy about this specialized hardware, so just please understand that and take from that what you will. As far as energy goes, I think they're doing good stuff, and I want to thank them for being the sponsor of today's video. But again, guys, we don't show BS, okay? Honestly, they're doing cool stuff, and the fact that they're moving to a platform to straight up challenge Ethereum is a big deal. Because even if they just take, they got funds to spend. I'm not talking out of like a Vitalik, the more or less creator of Ethereum's pocketbook. Energy has a very powerful treasury, giving them a ton of money to spend every month, especially if their coin goes up further in value. So as always, guys, take from it what you will. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. And as always, Tails and I will see you on the next one.